What's up, everybody? Welcome again to Squad Mode, the Slightly Salted Squad for This Week in Gaming. Episode 45, today, October 9th. We're going to be talking about, well, Blizzard fucking up real good. PlayStation 5, sorry, that's kind of a spoiler, and a whole lot more. We appreciate you watching, whether it's live on twitch.tv/Slightly Salted Squad or later on YouTube or your favorite podcast network. If you haven't yet, please check us out on Twitter and Instagram for news and updates. Usually I just post like images. And if you want to support us, click those follow and subscribe buttons or check us out at patreon.com/Slightly Salted Squad. We're always looking for cool ideas there. And most importantly, if you actually want to play with us, I'm not going to say WoW Classic, make sure you check out our official Discord, which you can link to from twitch.tv/Slightly Salted Squad. That's enough of that. As always, I'm John at Force Inept.
I'm Mike at Sregge.
I'm Deion at Taiko.
And first, before the news, we're going to get into kind of normal housekeeping items. Unfortunately, no real good way into this. As many of you might be aware, there was unfortunately a synagogue shooting today in Germany. And our hearts go out to those impacted. I know it's not directly gaming related, but it is, or was unfortunately streamed on Twitch. So a lot of you, if you're watching here live at twitch.tv, then you probably have heard something about it. So, yes.
Sad day, man.
Yeah, very
Real sad day.
And since I don't have any good transition in this, I'm going to just jump into it. This Sunday, we have a squad mode where we are going to be playing Killer Queen Black. That comes out this Friday, October 11th, and we will be joined by none other than Tales of Nerdia, unless he bails. So,
yes!
Tales, if you're in the chat.
Bales of Nerdia.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Got him.
We're definitely using that if he bails. Yeah, so excited to check that out. That's been a kind of game on all of our radars for months and months now. So very excited to finally get to try that. And then, of course, if you haven't noticed, there's a little icon up in the top left-hand corner now.
Yeah.
That is for Extra Life, which is
coming
November 2nd. It is coming up very quickly. And if you haven't checked out our Instagram or Twitter, we are prepping for the Cyberpunk Red role-playing game. So it's kind of a official role-playing game that predates Cyberpunk 2077 as kind of a weird guerrilla advertising tactic. So you can go over to our YouTube and check out, I just put up a video on the basics of character creation. It's probably, I'm going to do a little series of explanation videos on the mechanics and everything like that. So then once we get to November 2nd, we will be joined by a couple others. I'm not going to confirm them quite yet. And we'll be playing that live during Extra Life, which of course is 24-hour stream promoting Extra Life for Children's Miracle Network of Hospital, locally to us, the Winnie Palmer Hospital for Women and Babies. Okay, it's been a while since I've said that whole thing. Words. Got it. So yeah, very excited about that. If you're interested in the mechanics, feel free to pop over there, check it out. Again, that one will be... First one's kind of like 12 minutes long, going over full character creation, and then the next ones will be kind of more bite-sized chunks, if you will. Okay. I think I got everything. Anything else, guys? Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it all.
Okay. You got it, bro.
Also, Extra Life, if you've got any ideas what you want to see us do, whether it's shaving heads, fiance is still unsure about that one, shaving heads, drinking, playing board games, whatever you want, let us know. I think Dance Dance Revolution or one of those. And then Twitch Sings was another one suggested, so that should be terrible. But anyways, let's
Twitch Sings would be a lot of fun. And then you guys can sing with us. Me. No, I mean, it's just singing.
It's me singing. Nobody wants to see it. Okay, let's get into the news. Okay. Wait, what's funny?
All the Blizzard memes.
Gotcha. There are a lot of those out right now. And that actually leads right into our first article, which Wow. Kind of a political one.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you that don't know, there was recently a Hearthstone tournament, global tournament. The winner, and I'm going to get his name wrong.
It's Blitzchung. I don't know his real name, but his gamer tag is Blitzchung. It's something Chung is his last name.
So Blitzchung won, so a prize of like $10,000. Obviously prestigious Hearthstone global tournament, etc. The Shoutcast people interviewing him afterwards, 2 of them, were interviewing him, and he was wearing a gas mask that is synonymous with the riots in Hong Kong. So he obviously supported the riots. Long story short, Blizzard looked in their rule book as far as things that bring in essentially bad press, bad feedback. Took away his prize money, the $10,000, banned him for 1 full year, and fired both the shoutcasters for interviewing him.
They also pulled the interview off of everything.
Everything. So, of course, very condensed version. I know I'm not doing this justice. The riots in Hong Kong are about the democracy and freedom of it. There was originally a bill from Hong Kong to allow extradition to mainland China. Then people were worried that was essentially going to allow people to be taken to mainland China, not prosecuted under the more democratic laws of Hong Kong, and essentially taking away their rights. That bill got revoked, but now there's a whole nother list of things of all the protesters should be, pardoned and all this stuff. So it's still a huge thing. The NBA's going through a bunch of stuff with it where, and I don't know who it was, one of the team managers said something, and then there was a whole thing, and then the league couldn't come to play. I think it was the Trailblazers? That's not a team, is it?
Raptors? Anyway.
I know a ton about basketball, as you can tell. But anyways, that got pulled out.
Trailblazers are a team, so...
Oh, okay. Maybe I was right. They couldn't come play their exhibition game over in China, which was a big deal. Yao Ming apparently is the president of the China Basketball Association, something like that.
So
and all that shit.
You're referring to the Houston Rockets, which is the most popular team in China. They're popular because Yao Ming used to play for the Rockets. It's red, the color theme matches China. So yeah, that became a thing as well. So it's all these things adding on top of each other. Someone else had a sign at a you're about to get there, right?
So the NBA thing's been kind of going on. Then this happens. NBA kind of dealt with it initially as sorry, we didn't mean to say that, but now has been a little more firmer of hey, we support democracy and our fans and players' rights to say whatever they want, etc. So they kind of recovered there, and it is what it is. Blizzard, again, did all those things I said. Radio silence. And now we have senators on both sides of the aisle, actually. From our, not home state, but our state of Florida, we got... Shit. Where'd he go? Sorry. There we go. Marco Rubio, Republican of Florida, wrote, China using access to market as leverage to crush free speech globally. Recognize what's happening here. People who don't live in China must either self-censor or face dismissal and suspensions. China using access to market as leverage to crush free speech globally. Then we have Democrat going on that Activision Blizzard showed it is willing to humiliate itself to please the Chinese Communist Party. No American company should censor calls for freedom to make a quick buck.
Correct.
Damn. And then continues, brings you into public disrepute. Sorry, my bad. That's the actual rule that they're referencing, the Blizzard rule that got them his winnings revoked. So that brings you into public disrepute, which is bogus in my opinion. So while it's technically a rule, thoughts on the ruling?
Anybody else want to weigh in before
go right out. Go for it.
So Blizzard has been a dream destination of mine for probably 15 years. In fact, it's the entire reason I went to school for gaming. And I think that this was probably the biggest mistake that they've ever made. This is a big deal. I think that was it Marco Rubio or was the other guy that was talking about there's no reason an American company should be censoring people's freedom of speech, especially if it's not even against our own country. I'm incredibly appalled at what has happened, and I'm even more bothered by the fact that there's not been anything yet. There's been no statement released, no apology, no retroactive, no clarification, no anything. At this point, they failed to acknowledge that something has even happened. Which is pretty impressive considering the way that the community has responded. So even Blizzard employees have begun protesting against the company's stance, standing out in front of the giant work statue in front of Activision Blizzard. There have been...
Actually, real quick on that one. Just to comment on that. So the values of Blizzard Entertainment, their mission statement includes think globally and every voice matters. So they have that in stone out front of their main, I think it's Austin office, and the employees had covered it up already.
Yep.
As far as obviously that's not truly what they embrace if that's what their stance was on this.
Absolutely. And this is the part that I think really warms my heart, right? Is the fact that all of us can get together and rally around a cause. And this wasn't something that everybody scrolled past in their Facebook page. This is something that really sparked excitement. So not only are there protesters from within the company, but literally thousands of people have canceled pre-orders for games that they've purchased. They have canceled their WoW subscriptions. I'm actually one of them. I canceled my WoW subscription. I have uninstalled Battle.net from my computer because, I should be able to sacrifice just a little bit to raise awareness for what's actually going on. Right. I love their games. You guys know I'm literally a fucking WoW crackhead. I can't stop, but I have to, right? I have to because it means something. And it's the right move to show my support and same with all the other people that are doing something similar. So the other thing I've noticed too, Activision Blizzard stock has dropped quite a bit too. So you can see people are actually pulling their money out of the business as well. So, we shall see how they handle it. I think that the way that Blizzard handles the situation is going to make it's going to make or break the situation for sure.
Yeah, there are a few things that I found interesting. Trying to process which order am I doing it. So, first of all, when I first saw this article yesterday, I guess it was, my initial thought was, Tencent, I know, owns a portion of Activision Blizzard. That's probably where it came from, Tencent being this giant company in China and having so much say. Turns out they own just under 5% of Activision Blizzard, so not that much. Whereas Epic Games, Tencent owns 40% of, and Epic actually just went out and said, we will never censor anybody, we don't believe that's right, etc. So they're automatically jumping on this, being like, well, we're not doing that. We are not doing that.
Waiting for EA's statement.
They're like, right. What? What about censorship?
We're not that guy.
Real quick, oversaturation. Only thing I can do is uninstall Battle.net, and that took fucking ages for some reason because it was actively trying to stop me.
So that's funny. Sorry, let me interject this really quickly. I think because it's absolutely topical. So people have been posting pictures of trying to cancel their WoW subscriptions or to ask for refunds, and of course now I can't find one. But literally hundreds of people have posted Blizzard asking for extra identification when trying to access their accounts or to cancel things. And it's right. And several of them said the same thing. I just logged in entered my password one time and suddenly they're asking me for all this additional information. And so I wonder to that point if Blizzard is trying to slow the bleed a little bit by throwing extra, validations in the way, which would be pretty shitty.
I mean, they have to be in just fucking crisis management right now of just how the hell, because really it's either, and to be fair, so before I get into kind of the future of what's about to happen, they're now unfortunately in a really tough spot because had they just been hey, that's kind of against the rules, maybe we'll fine you a couple $1,000s or something like that, or even just be like a month ban, something like that. People that have used racial slurs don't get a year ban. So like they just went way too overboard on it. Firing the shoutcasters was just like next level insanity because
ridiculous.
I can't even get the reasoning behind that one. But now, if they go back on it, they probably will be censored in China. And China's obviously a huge market for them. So from a business standpoint, they're probably like, fuck, either we're going to lose out tons of China potential market because China can just do that. Mainland China's just like, fuck, censored. That's it. Nothing else for you. And then you're screwed. Or you're alienating your most loyal fan base that's grown up with you as an American company, Blizzard, in the US. So like, had they not just went nuclear on this, they would have been fine. They just made everything worse.
That's a really good point. So China makes up 12% of Blizzard's annual revenue, or at least it did over in 2018. 12%. I mean, that's a big number, but that's not shut the doors big. But the response and the amount of people that are canceling pre-orders and canceling WoW subscriptions. Can you imagine if 50% of WoW subscriptions dropped even for a month?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Insane.
That's keeping their lights on for sure, you know? So I really think they shot themselves in the foot here.
Oversaturation with, I hope people start talking about Hong Kong during Fortnite events so Tim Swinley has to put his money where his mouth is. Yeah, fair enough with the Tencent stuff. I think that would be a very interesting dynamic because Tencent's not going to probably fuck around with that. They'll probably be placated now, but we'll see how it goes. But in kind of that light, I was kind of wondering if this is going to be a story that's gets blown over, forgotten about in like a week or two or whatever. But they just had the collegiate tournament for Hearthstone, and people are raising up signs on that. So the winning team actually did that. And then the camera just super awkwardly pans away to like the losing team and just kind of settles on them, and it's just awkward. And next month is BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So those of you guys who want to protest BlizzCon's actually the same day as Extra Life, and we'll be here for 24 hours. So you can find us right here at Slightly Salted Spot.
Yeah, let me just throw up that logo real quick. Yeah, November 2nd, Extra Life. Protest BlizzCon. Come watch us. Ooh, that's a good marketing thing. We should start doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Refund those BlizzCon tickets you purchased, those digital ones, and just donate them to Extra Life. It's a better cause than Blizzard. So.
Oh, that is.
Got them. Not a bad idea.
We should reach out to Blizzard and say if they want to make amends, they should donate a bunch of money to Extra Life.
To specifically our one. Yeah, and then Blitzchung was also quoted, today what I have lost in Hearthstone is 4 years of time, but if Hong Kong loses, it would be the matter of a lifetime.
Yep.
So, yeah. And he's also now gone on record as saying, like, he'll probably never play Hearthstone again. Don't really blame the guy.
No, not even a little.
Yeah. Oversaturation. Hey, now at least you're sure you won't be missing anything at BlizzCon. We'll probably be missing a lot of protests, I would imagine. And maybe, Diablo 4.
We'll hear about whatever happens, I'm sure.
Diablo
and I feel like Blizzard's probably, I just feel like we'll hear so much protest stuff and all that stuff that, like, I feel like part of what Blizzard wants to happen is just things just kind of go, like, people just forget and move on, and, like, hopefully everything goes by the wayside. But with those things coming up, I don't think it's going away. I think it'll continue to build, and that's just too big of a fan base and a collective group of people to ignore,
Yeah,
yep.
It's like companies fuck up a lot and people forget. This is definitely one that, this is going on their permanent record, as it were.
Because this is beyond, like, I put in this
shitty game, or
I put in this shitty loot box for this, or
Diablo Mobile.
Right for that.
It's like
people are still pissed at that though, but this is beyond those things. So I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what direction they can take. And then it's like they've made this decision now, so they can't double down on it. But will they rescind it? I don't know.
The longer they wait to do or say anything, the worse it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're going to get to a point where they're not going to be able to. Take 48 hours and formulate the response.
Yeah, come up with a thought through strategy and kind of
exactly because people are going to pick it apart, right? They're going to absolutely shred it to pieces, and what took them 10 hours to write is going to be dissected in 30 seconds. But clock's ticking, and the clock's ticking hard,
for sure.
And failing to acknowledge that people are upset, failing to acknowledge that you have people literally in your own building that are striking and are protesting and are walking out, and failing to recognize that your stock prices are dropping. Acknowledge it. Somebody fucking acknowledge that they fucked up and make this better. I want to play WoW. Fix it.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what it's like in those boardrooms right now. Jesus. It has to be insane. And a fair thing to note, too, obviously this is not about the, developers and stuff that are probably all wonderful people that have a passion for making games. This is a very top-down decision, which I would love to know the rationale of, just all of it. Just absurd to me. And I'm sure now absurd to them in retrospect, because wow,
it's certainly not worth it. And I get and we can move off this topic here shortly, but I get acknowledging that the rules were broken. Right at the end of the day, the rules were broken. But this is not a black and white situation,
right?
And I think there's more here that needed to be unpacked before they dropped the hammer, followed by 2 additional hammers, and it was just. It was overkill, for sure.
Yeah. It's one thing. The rule says, your prize money goes to 0. It didn't say anything about the 12-month ban. It definitely didn't say about bystanders getting fired. So it's come on, guys. Okay. Enough of that. Fuck you, Blizzard. Make amends. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you should donate to Extra Life.
I'm so mad at you right now.
Let's see. Next up, not really much news, and I did this a little order, but Cyberpunk 2077. They just put this interesting little GIF up on their Twitter where it says hashtag capture Cyberpunk and hashtag photos from Night City. Well, image with then a camera icon kind of glitching over it. So they haven't confirmed a photo mode yet, but I'm hoping that's it. Either way,
have you seen the in-game renders that they've been posting? There's no way the team's not going to have a photo mode.
It's like a requirement,
It better. It's weird they haven't just confirmed something like that, but
I feel like it's the amount of time they put into making this world rich. It would literally be a crime if they didn't add a photo mode.
That's true, because I literally have them as my backgrounds, as you can see right there. So. And on my phone, actually. Now that I think about it,
it's pretty much a gimme too, as far as just a nice marketing media ploy, right? Look at how well that was for Spider-Man, right? Everyone was showing all the different photo modes and different things that they did for Spider-Man.
I've never posted that many before.
Yeah, right. That's just free marketing. Boom. Yep. Everyone tweeting because they're excited and they're just posting all the pics. Why wouldn't you? But it's cool to see that.
Right. Most games now have it. Even Days Gone had a photo mode.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And while the game was fun, it was not exactly visually stunning. So,
fair. Yeah. Very bleak, dreary game. Mm-hmm. Which I really should go back and finish, but that's probably never going to happen. Let's see. Next up. So, just as a reminder, Cyberpunk 2077, April 16th, 2020. As friendly and reminder that it's so far away, but
it's not, though. We're already in October.
It's too far for me. Not that far away. I should have saved that for Call of Duty. But Death Stranding, November 8th. They just dropped a new promotional trailer for the PS4 a few days ago. Basically, he drops his thing and then chases it and gets it and then gets attacked.
He drops his Amazon package and people are trying to fight for it because it's Prime same day.
He's like, where was my Ring doorbell that could have saved who stole it? Let's see here. There we go.
This whole game is just an ad for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. At the very end, you deliver the package and it's Amazon headquarters.
Remember the movie Evolution with Sean William Scott back from the 90s? It's like the whole alien invasion movie, and you get to the end of it, and it's a shampoo commercial.
Oh my god, that fucking movie, Jesus!
The
fact that you immediately remember that from that movie, wow,
hell yeah,
that's impressive.
The big Titan thing looking thing at the end, that's Jeff Bezos. She's just waiting.
Give me your money.
Calling it
out. That's whatever that is. Looks terrifying and badass. So
it kind of looks like the big iron monster, and I should know the name of the guy, but the destroyer, I guess.
Giant. Oh.
From from Thor. Think about the first movie. He was in the first movie. No. The actual Iron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from the first movie.
I like the first two movies. Throw that out there.
That doesn't negate the fact that he looks like him. That's
fair enough.
Yeah, it totally looks like him.
Yeah. It's the triangle head and the broad shoulders.
Oh, is that a triangle head or is that half a head? I thought that was half a head.
Maybe it's half.
Yeah. Anyways, November 8th. That game's gonna be fucking crazy, but the CGI trailer looked beautiful. So we'll see. Still curious what the hell the game's gonna be. So
you know what I'm really excited for is our Game of the Year conversation next year. Because holy shit, is it going to be tough.
So yeah, kind of sidetrack on this topic. I was trying to think Game of the Year this year. Hot takes. Anyone so far? It's the opposite of fucking 2018, where it was I have like 4 games of the year and I don't know. And this year I'm like
you said that, and then I'm like, what came out this year?
Apex Legends was really good for a while.
Bro, that's not
certainly not Game of the Year though.
Granted, end of October, we've got Outer Worlds on October 25th. We've got Call of Duty on October 25th. We've got Death Stranding November 8th. We've got Pokemon Sword and Shield on November 15th. We got Jedi Fallen Order November 15th. Spoilers, Doom's not on there. We'll get to that later. I
think Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know. Well, Pokemon might, because they've sort of breached into like a new genre or a new like level. I have high hopes for Jedi Fallen Order. In fact, I've taken that entire following week off so that I can play it and stream the hell out of it.
Read the comics, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta come to your house and borrow them.
Yeah. Oversaturation says Resident Evil 2. That's a great one. I never played that, but from what I hear, that's amazing. We played like the demo thing. Fire Emblem is very good. To be honest, where I'm at in Fire Emblem, I'm getting a little bored of some of the repetition, but still a great game. Link's we'll get into that when talking about.
There was Sekiro that was very popular.
Sekiro was a good one.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was okay.
Definitely not Game of the Year. It's like the games that I know were good this year were not in my like wheelhouse, my genre that I would normally play.
Right.
Which one of you guys get most spooked? Should stream Resident Evil 2 for extra length?
Oh fuck.
That's a good idea. It's a pretty good idea.
It is a really good idea. That's going on the list. Do we have a list? John,
add to the list.
And then we should add that to the list.
Let's add that to the list we're going to make.
Remember when we did the VR?
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I got so motion sick from that.
Oh, man.
It was like Resident Evil 7 VR stream would be good. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. We need to get going. We still haven't even gotten to PlayStation news. Okay, let's see. We're talking about games we're really excited for. Great. Game I'm not excited for that already came out. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So this came out October 4th. Yes, October 4th. Metascore 60.
Yep.
So that's a little down than what it was last week. So the current
better than
reviews,
I expected, though.
Fair. Current reviews are very mixed, almost all mids. User score 2.3. Ouch. Obviously, we talked a little bit about tons of microtransactions in it. From what we played, granted, is early access, betas and stuff like that.
The game is trash.
Super buggy.
Trash.
But
they did a.
Oh, go for it.
They did a really, really hard marketing campaign, blasted a lot of popular Twitch streamers to play it, and some of them had like I don't know, like Marshawn Lynch and like someone from the NBA to try to like do like these, you know, they were just throwing money at.
Lil Wayne did a video.
No shit. Really?
Yeah,
saw
he
that
did
one.
a video.
He even made fun of it too, like he wasn't gonna do it, and then it ends with like, "How much are you paying?" Okay. Like that, which is clearly what they had to do.
Yeah, they just threw shells of money at that.
Yeah, Ubisoft, though,
Still bad.
is trying to make a step forward in saying, because of the microtransactions, these items were designed as an optional way for players arriving later to the game, post-launch, to catch up with those who have been playing for longer and enjoy our co-op and challenging endgame experiences. These time savers have since been removed from our store for now.
It's bullshit. You don't do things for later game people to catch up on day one.
Dude, that's what it Battlefront, all the controversy, it was time savers, guys. They're time savers.
Time is money. Those things are synonymous.
Time savers. Fucking
The ultimate fact.
Ubisoft. Come on, you were doing well, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I know. Ubisoft's another one that I really love, and not from a political perspective, they're doing okay, but
Assassin's Creed, they need to go back to that. Be like, okay, we messed up on this game. We're going to just scrap it. Let's pour more content into Odyssey. Let's see, oversaturation saying, great spin. And if you need to sell ways to not play the game, your game is not worth playing. Fair point. Also, if you need time savers at all, you're probably increasing the grind on purpose. So, there's that.
yeah. Right.
Let's see. 2020 Game of the Year, potentially. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not a ton of news on this one, but I about died when they post these screenshots. So Materia will help you win your fights in Final Fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Equipping Materia, you can do things. So this, as far as I know, is the first screenshot they've actually showed of the equipment and Materia screen.
It looks good. It looks real clean.
Everything looks sexy, man.
Yeah.
Like
Sexy. You got your elemental materia you selected. You see they're still doing the leveling for it. He's got the Buster Sword, Iron Bangle, and then the accessory. His Buster Sword has 2 materia slots, which are linked. So you got the green, which probably restore or something like that. And then elemental materia. This adds elemental damage. The different levels of the elemental materia are described on the right here. Amazing.
That's really cool.
Although green, I'm not sure what elemental damage that would be, to be honest. But nature.
Green is just magic, so
It's
it
just
could
raw
be
magic?
fire, lightning. Yeah. So the green ones are the magic ones, the blue ones are the enhancement ones, the purple ones are the skill ups, and the red ones are the guardians or the summons.
Yeah, so summons on the right that they have equipped. Looks like you can only equip 1, which is interesting because previously you would still put the summons in your weapon and accessory item slots. So curious if that mechanic changed a little bit. Yeah.
I wonder if you could still put them in both, but everybody gets like 1 slot. I always had one character that I would just throw all of the summons on, and like that was just my summoner.
Because they all add magic and shit like that too. So, but yeah, so beautiful, clean looking screen. So excited. This person's only played less than an hour and they've already got the stuff. So that's probably not accurate. But next, you can kind of see the elemental attack doing this. So it looks like it's doing some ice damage there. You've got, I think that's still ice damage, and then lightning.
So if you look at the menu at the bottom here, you guys think that's part of the turn base?
I think
that they announced.
I think that's probably still part of the, I don't know what they're calling it, the action,
like the live combat,
whatever it is. Just because it looks pretty quick, so it's not like it's turn based. If there's still a commands menu type thing, I very well could be mistaken, but it looks a little too. I don't know.
What was the one with Lightning? The character Lightning? Was that Final Fantasy 12?
Final Fantasy 12.
Because that looks like the combat from Final Fantasy 12, where it just had like a single square button that you could mash. No, wasn't that? Was it 13?
That was 13.
Yep.
Yeah. Oversaturation Lightning confirmed for Final Fantasy 7. Yep. Not the character Lightning. Materia Lightning, though.
Yeah.
Definitely. What a shock. Yeah, so, oh my god. And this person would put it on the Switch. Put it on. I can't do it in time. But, anyways. Oh my god, I can't wait. March 3rd.
I know, it looks so good.
Also, there's like smoke enemies, which is weird. But, Anyways, let's see. Moving on. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC November 5th and then December sometime. So, Oversaturation, I know, loves Epic Game Store launcher. Why not another launcher? You can do the Rockstar launcher and get Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC November 5th. If you want to wait for Steam or Humble Bundle or Epic Game Store, you have to wait till December. And if you want it on Stadia, which is coming to Stadia, that's sometime in November. No one knows.
Maybe November 5th?
Maybe
The only thing that got me nervous about that, well, I thought it'd be kind of cool, right? If like that was like a secret
fair
potential release date, because we know it's going to be a launch title for, doesn't necessarily mean it'll be on the same day. But as Founders Editions, we should have gotten an email to set up our usernames first and all that stuff, and I haven't seen anything.
Yep.
When we signed up was like February or March, they were like, you will receive more information later.
I confirm that has still not gone out. It's not that we missed anything. No one's heard that. No one's heard launch date. November's coming up real quick. I would think they have to do that before November. So I would imagine the next week or two we're going to hear some. Oversaturation.
Google's I.O. thing is in October, right? So maybe we'll hear it around then.
October 15th is the I.O. where they're going to announce the Pixel 4. Can't wait. There's an orange one. Fucking pumped. Anyways, that's a great point. That makes sense and would line up with it. Because they'll probably do Pixel 4 and they'll be like, Google Stadia runs best on the Pixel 4. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Oversaturation's waiting for Steam. I don't want multiple logins for a hobby. Game's a way of life.
So you mentioned the launchers earlier. So something that I found, and this is like an unsponsored sort of recommendation here, but I found a launcher for launchers called Playnite. Playnite. Playnite is like, it's a single utility that you can log into with all of your other launchers, and it will aggregate all your games into one giant library. And what's pretty cool, yeah, it will still pull from all of your libraries and everything once, so you have everything kind of in one area. The only thing I found that I'm not a super big fan of is that if I have a game, for instance, I own Celeste on Steam and on Epic, it shows up as two different entries, and I can hide one, but there's no way to like combine them and just say, hey, I have like one copy of this. So that's a little bit weird, but I've been using it for the last week or so to handle all of my different launchers, and it's really, really cool. So it handles Steam, GOG, Battle.net.
Does it launch into
does
the
not
launcher
handle
and then go?
Rockstar Launcher yet, but it does handle Epic Games and a handful of others. So yeah, check it out. Oversaturation says, I can appreciate a meta launcher. I wonder how secure it is. I'm not sure, but I believe it's open source. So you can definitely look at the source code. I think it is open source. Yep, you can view the source code directly on GitHub. So if you wanted to take a look, and you can see the community that's behind it. It's a really cool project, and I was very impressed with how seamless it pulled down metadata for all of my games and how quickly it recognized everything. So even things I didn't have installed, it was still able to access, like, here's what you have available in your libraries, and sort of ported it all in there for me, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Very cool. I'm going to speed up a little bit here. Red Dead Redemption 2 PC, if you're getting it, this version comes with Outlaw Survival Kit for Story Mode, Warhorse for Story Mode, Treasure Map for Story Mode, Cash Bonus for Story Mode, 50 gold bars for Red Dead Online. I still have not confirmed, haven't seen anywhere, if it's the same Red Dead Online character throughout both. But 50 gold bars is no small thing. So if it is, I'm excited for that. Also, if you pre-order on the Rockstar launcher between October 9th and October 22nd, you also get to choose 2 Rockstar games from this list, including GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, Bully Scholarship Edition, LA Noire The Complete Edition, and Max Payne 3 The Complete Edition. So all pretty old games, but there you go.
Well, and they gave away 4, didn't they? So this isn't even as good as the one that they gave away. That's fine. Right.
And then if you don't, so the 50 gold bars, I believe, is if you do the special edition. Sorry, no, that's just through the Rockstar Games launcher. So there you go. And then if you pre-order after the 23rd through Epic Games Store, Green Man Gaming, the Humble Store, or GameStop, then you get 25 gold bars for Red Dead Online. So there you go. Real quick, this article goes through a little bit more of the features of Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. It's 4K graphics, it's HDR. It does not say ray tracing specifically, which I was a little surprised about. You do get some PC-specific things like Bounty Hunter mission, gang hideouts, new weapons, new horses, new mission, and then the pre-purchase like I mentioned. Yeah, so there you go. Are you guys getting it? There's also the minimum specifications, but I mean, honestly, man, who cares?
I think I know Deion shared a similar sentiment. I think it really depends on whether
Transfer
online...
my character.
Yeah. Truth be told, I really do want to finish up the platinum in this game, and so I likely won't be buying it anywhere else because I'm going to have to play through the whole story again already.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I really want that online transfer. Like, I really want that, and they've done it before, obviously, with the other consoles and PC. So I really want that. I mean, I'm excited about it. Obviously, it's really nice and fluid. They did a good job when GTA 5 was ported over. So I can only imagine with something like Red Dead how that will be. Plus, the biggest thing as far as like what the modding community can do with it, that's always exciting to figure out. So I'm down if they can just put that little statement out there to be like, yeah, blah, 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 we'll just, transfer your character over.
Yeah, and I think they, are probably working frankly on that as well. So, oversaturation. I can't hear the word horses anymore without getting triggered. Do you know why? Yes, I do know why. Deion, what are you gonna do with your horse?
I'm gonna take my horse on the old town road.
Anyway, Google Stadia is going to be faster and more responsive than local gaming hardware. So this is just a quick article with the interview with Maj Bakar, VP of Engineering for Stadia. In a year or two, it's going to be more responsive. Where do they say it? Ultimately, we think in a year or two, we'll have games that are running faster and feel more responsive in the cloud than they do locally, regardless of how powerful the local machine is.
That's a big statement there.
There's negative latency, which is a workaround for any potential lag between player and server, a buffer of predicted latency inherent to a Stadia player setup or connection. So yeah, they're basically predicting action button or movement you're likely to do next and render it ready for you, which
we do that already. The games do that already all the time.
Do they?
So that's how most MMOs work. Yeah, they predict where you're likely to go next, and then they render that to all the other players so that you seem seamless. So you're not kind of doing this while the game's trying to figure out what you did and then translate to another player. So there's always a chance that when you're watching another player, that where they're going isn't exactly where they're headed. Okay. You'll see that a lot with bad latency, where they'll kind of walk and then stop and then walk and then they yes, that actually they do things like that where they can like on private servers they'll throttle the system and cause like fake latency, and yeah, that's a thing. Predictive play.
And then one other thing I heard too is because it's all computed on the cloud and it's not going from your local machine to the cloud to the server and then going back to somebody else's machine, since all the machines are right there too. Technically, it is less lag. Granted, it's still the controls to everything, but as far as the actual processing, it's all even quicker. So theoretically, multiplayer on it would be faster as well, which is still crazy magic to me how all this shit's gonna work, especially your controller's independent than the Chromecast or device you're using and stuff too. It's just, it's all witchcraft. Okay, next up, Call of Duty, not really Call of Duty Modern Warfare news, which comes out October 25th. I'm very excited. Call of Duty Mobile. I haven't played yet. I just downloaded it because I saw this article. Biggest mobile game launch ever. PUBG Mobile did 28 million downloads first week. Fortnite was 22.5 million times. over $100 million since going live at the beginning of this month. Holy shit. 100 million.
Insane.
How many downloads do they have in the first week?
Well, it's came out just over a week ago, and it's over 100 million already. So that's
Pokemon Go did the same thing. I'm surprised. I wonder if they're talking about a specific genre.
Could be. I don't know. So everything I've said is biggest mobile game launch ever. So I'm curious what.
So I don't know. I find this interesting because and I know PUBG did well and stuff like that, and obviously Fortnite. But I don't personally. I don't do well with shooters on mobile devices in terms of just the control scheme in general.
Yeah, I'm
just so surprised. I mean, I get it, mobile, so there's large access and a lot of people downloads, but I'm just surprised at how many downloads and how many people are. I guess we don't know how many people are actively playing. Yeah, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can do controller support for them, and I think as we see Stadia and the Uplay and probably EA's platform as well start to do more of that streaming stuff, we're going to see that more often, where your phone is really going to become more of a console, and you'll use more peripherals with it.
Yeah. I mean, I would easily, for the Stadia controller, if there's a little dock thing that hooks my phone up to it, I'm all in on that. So
yeah, I would do something like that too. That stuff makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's still weird. Weird that mobile is fucking so massive. So massive. Continuing on, though, because it's already 9:47, and we haven't even talked about PlayStation 5. Yes, it's called the PlayStation 5.
Surprise!
Anybody surprised? Yeah. So I don't know how Wired is getting all these special interviews, but they just keep going to Wired and releasing these tidbits of information, which I think is good, because if they had a PlayStation Direct and they were it's called the PlayStation 5, and we'd be okay, what else? Come on.
Big surprise,
more
right?
Images, video, something else. There is this nice little compiled list of things confirmed so far, as well as some of the new ones. So PS5 holiday 2020, everybody kind of predicted that, but now it's confirmed, so that's good. Solid state drive, duh. The Blu-rays, well, I assume they're Blu-rays. 100 gigabyte discs. I guess they don't technically say they're Blu-rays.
That's a dual layer Blu-rays, 100 gigs.
Okay. Because it does have a 4K Blu-ray drive, so good. I don't need to use my Xbox One ever again. Let's see. Install a disc. Where is it? Oh, the PS5 controller. Similar to the PS4 controller. Speaker and adaptive triggers, which offer varying levels of resistance to make shooting a bow and arrow feel like the real thing. Also, haptic feedback. So I was really confused reading this because I was thinking about VR and haptics and stuff like that. So basically, a Rumble controller in the PS4 and the Xbox is haptic. It's a type of haptic feedback.
Yes.
But these controllers will be more akin to a Joy-Con, where there's varying levels of haptic feedback. And they say that it can give you, on ice, a high-frequency response made the thumbsticks really feel like my character was gliding, jumping into a pool. I got a sense of the resistance of the water. I wouldn't bridge a bouncy sensation, which is still weird to me to try to imagine what that is like.
They're calling them highly programmable rumblers. And one of the articles I was reading says you can play a racing simulator and take your car halfway off the road. So your left wheels are in the dirt and the right wheels are on the road, and you can feel it in your controller.
That's cool. Very cool. So game creators have already started to receive early versions of the controller. Can't wait to see where their imagination goes with these new features at their disposal. Nothing about launch games, nothing about really any... I would say this is great news for us and, chat, who are probably very dedicated video game fans. That's cool information for us. I don't think the general public probably gives a shit, so that's probably why they didn't do a bigger release about it. But based on that, what do you guys want to see at launch for PlayStation with those type of things? Anything specific? Like me personally, I know it's probably too soon, but Horizon 2, I think would be amazing with that adaptive thing. They even talk about the bow and arrow. Like that would be, I think, a great technical display of that functionality.
My guess is, and I'm not putting another game on the line, but my guess is Horizon 2 within the first 6 months of a PS5 launch. I think that it'll be one of the first titles. That would be very cool. I'm actually a little disappointed because last year there were patents that were submitted by Sony where the touchpad was an LCD screen and you could actually see what was going on the touchpad. Right. I don't know if that's maybe that's still a thing and they just haven't announced it yet, or maybe it's not going to be a thing at all.
Yeah, or maybe maybe there's multiple editions of the controller, like a higher version, or oversaturation with clearly the correct answer. Bow and arrow, you say? Skyrim, of course. Skyrim on the 20th platform.
No more. No more.
Deion, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this isn't anything that's like super crazy news to hear. I'm just happy to hear it. And I don't know, I was trying to think of if there was my biggest thing is Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm hoping since that's been delayed well, I guess it hasn't been delayed. They haven't just announced a release date that they're going to turn that into this.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing.
Do you think that's going to be a PS5 launch title, or do you think that's still going to be on a PS4?
I think at this point, if they're already doing wired stuff, it's weird. It would be kind of weird for them to be like, here's this new thing that we've been working on for PS4, unless they did one of those PS4 and then in 4K whatever for PS5.
So they did confirm a while ago PS5's backwards compatible. So I think that maybe is better for games that are the end of life PS4 that can just easily be carried over. But yeah, that's fair for a first party title. You would think, why would you release that so late in the PS4 lifespan? Although Last of Us 2 is the same year as the PS5 launch, which is kind of crazy. But also it would be like Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima in the same year before PS5 does seem unlikely.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, by now, I felt like, unless something comes up in the holidays, that they would have at least announced that, for Ghost of Tsushima to come out next year, just like they did The Last of Us. We're coming up upon that time where you want to give enough anticipation. So, I don't know, that's my hopeful game. But, in general, man, PlayStation's just been kicking ass the last few years, and it's just like, keep churning out the games that you've been churning out, because that's the direction that we all want to be in, so...
Fair point.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they can get away with that feedback. It might be kind of cool to pull a trigger and use the joystick to sort of maybe do a pinching motion. I could imagine like picking a lock and feeling the tumblers in the controller as you're trying to get it. I think depending on how sensitive they are, there could be some really cool stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah. Let's see. Continuing with PlayStation, the PS4 is actually getting the big 7.0 launch this week. So remote play is the main thing in this one. Is remote play has been a thing for iOS for quite a while now, but it will now be available for Android as well. So from what I've heard, it's like decent when it works. That's about it.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it works, it's great, and then it will lose connection and all that stuff. So so. Kind of a big update there that I think got overshadowed by all the other PS5 stuff. But cool.
You see the other update for PlayStation? They're removing Facebook support. So I think some people have reported that they've already seen it ahead of the update, but they're removing the support for Facebook.
I heard it was going to be temporary though. I didn't hear what the hell, like why that was happening and everything, but.
Do y'all be going on Facebook on PlayStation?
Well, people post videos. I don't have a Facebook, but I do send stuff to my Twitter, or
Yeah, that's true. I used to do Facebook posts and stuff like that when I used Facebook, but now it is definitely just tweet it and stuff. Which you can follow us at those names right there. So
yeah, more so meant on the PlayStation, but
Facebook.
You two aren't really on Facebook anyway, so
right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Facebook will no longer be offered as a destination to share screenshots, videos, music, trophy details, or links to gameplay broadcasts. Now it's an official statement from Sony. Additionally, PlayStation 4 owners will no longer be able to import profile pictures from their Facebook profiles.
I wonder if they got something else planned, or if that was just like a...
I wonder if there's some legal shit where it's
if there's just some disagreement between Sony and Facebook
has really been, they've had a couple of data leaks and things like that, and so I can see Sony wanting to sort of distance themselves.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that they're smart guys. There's probably a whole ton of analytics on most people just use it to update their profile pics, and you can do that otherwise. I have mine updated, and I don't have a Facebook, so there are other ways to do that. So
yeah, fair.
I'm sure they know what they're doing.
Let's see. With a few minutes left, we're going to get into the kind of the miscellaneous news for Marvel's Avengers game. There's an announcement of Kamala Khan, who is Ms. Marvel, which I really know nothing about, to be honest. But she can, grow her hands and legs big and stuff and become big. Ow. I don't know. It's a cool little trailer, though. Looks good. Gives you a little... Actually, let me go back a little bit. When she's running and stuff, gives you a cool kind of, for me, it was like a Spider-Man Uncharted vibe. So that kind of traversal and stuff like that makes me actually more optimistic for the game. There were also, and I didn't really feel it too newsworthy, but screenshots of their inventory screen and stuff like that looks very much like Destiny. So we do know this is going to be a live service type game. So interesting kind of the parallels of Destiny in that. So yeah, if you're a Ms. Marvel fan, cool. There you go.
And if you're not, you likely will be by the end of this. They've done a really good job. Marvel as a whole have done a really good job of being you guys don't know the Guardians of the Galaxy? Hold on a second. And then now they're fucking household names, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fucking Star-Lord. Next up, Doom Eternal is delayed. So, long story short, it is being delayed until March 20th, 2020. So, that's good. Take as much time as you need. Make a good game, especially you, Bethesda. Don't fuck this one up. If you pre-order, you get Doom 64. Cool. March 20th, though. Let me just go over this timeline real quick. We've got Last of Us Part 2, February 21st, so about a month away there. We've got Cyberpunk 2077, about 3 weeks after, on April 16th. We've got... March 3rd is Final Fantasy VII Remake, so a few weeks before. And then I am blanking on the date right now, but Watch Dogs Legion is due out March 6th, 2020.
Oh, I completely forgot about Legion.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I get that they kind of... They threaded the needle there and put it right in a little window that I guess if you get bored of all those giant games in 2 weeks, 3 weeks for Last of Us, then, you can play Doom Eternal for 2 to 3 weeks and then play Cyberpunk for the rest of your life.
They probably just didn't even, they had nowhere to fit it. Honestly, I bet you they were just okay, well, we need to delay it out, so that's until here. But January and February is slow season. Then you have these wedges of all these big games. I don't know.
So that's my kind of question. I'm sure they thought about. I hope they thought about this and stuff as far as competition goes. But if you need to delay it, and let's say January and February weren't options. Would you be releasing that in March or April with that fucking just stacked lineup? I feel like at that point you just wait a little bit longer, and you're not capitalizing on it as quickly. But
it's a fine line though, because then if you're saying they need more time to do it, but then you have a fan base, right, that is looking forward to the game, and are you going to push it to May, June? That's a long time out.
We've waited this long.
Yeah,
I feel like
fair, but it's definitely not an easy decision, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You got to capitalize when you can, but
I'm just worried.
That's rough.
This feels like the game. Obviously, the dedicated players, they're gonna play this. Anybody that's played Doom over the years and is in that kind of FPS thing, like Tales of Nerdia right now, is super into the Doom 2016. 2016? That's right, I think. Whatever year it was. The more recent Doom. Super into it, and which actually kind of surprised me. And I'm sure he'll be picking this one up. But I feel like you're going to lose out a lot of the more casual people because Doom is just far enough, I feel like, off the spectrum of not that mainstream like Watch Dogs is, like Cyberpunk is, like Last of Us, like Final Fantasy VII, that this one's going to be missed. Similar to, was it last year? Which, now I'm thinking about this and I hate myself. Shadow the Tomb Raider, or whichever Tomb Raider one it was, that I have and I've never played, but I bought because it got overshadowed by Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed and then Red Dead Redemption 2, which all came out within a month-ish of each other and just completely negated that game for me.
And then they, not only did they do that, but then like they slashed their price like immediately, like a few weeks after, so, like really close to the time period, and that pissed everybody else off, and like it was just that's a really good point. It's a really good point. So this year would have been the year for sure for them to release it, but at the same time, I totally get making the game, like giving the time needed to make the game right, as opposed to rushing it out, but.
Everything I've heard, this game's super clean and fast-paced and runs amazing and looks great. So I am curious how much more of a development effort they need to do and everything like that. But, we'll see. They are adding Invasion Mode, which is one of the notes. Allows you to enter another player's game as a playable demon, which release a free update shortly after launch. So that's still, even after the March 20th launch, too. So clearly they have a lot of stuff they need to do. It's not like they're padding or anything, it seems like. So yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Good luck to them. Damn. We're grateful to every Doom fan for your dedication and support. We can't wait to rip and tear right alongside you, unless you're playing one of those other games. Let's see. And finally, I just put this in there because I found it funny and I learned something. So, I'm going to just ask this. Even though it fucking says on the top. Damn it. On Jeopardy, this came up. The 7 rotatable blocks used in this video game have names like Orange Ricky, Hero, and Smash Boy.
What is Tetris?
What is Tetris? What are they called?
Tetrominos.
I always thought it was Chetrominos. But anyways, basically the same thing. Turns out, if you actually go and get the original... Oh, shit. Where did the link go? Damn it. Sorry. Please hold. I don't know why this one didn't pull up directly. The old Tetris original instruction booklet. Orange Ricky, Hero, Blue Ricky, Tiwi, Cleveland Z, Smash Boy, Rhode Island Z.
Yep, that's a thing.
That's a joke.
What?
It's a joke. That's not real.
Are you sure it's not real?
Positive.
Can you tell
they
because
actually.
of the pixels?
Yes, I can. Actually, I don't know if you can
Yes,
pull up your
they are
Discord.
Tetramino. Or
Dominoes, Tetromino. I always said Tetrominos, but so the link I sent you.
Oh, look at that. You can buy the classic arcade game, Tetrominos. That's not a fucking ripoff. Jesus.
So the link I sent in Discord actually shows the real page 12.
Ooh,
that is
okay.
actually about
I can't pull
how to
it
play
up.
more difficult games and scoring.
Damn it.
I could read you the URL.
Pass. Damn it.
Yeah, it's actually a joke, which is really funny, which is why I think it made the news here, is that it's a very well done joke, but this is not
well
a real
Photoshop.
joke.
Damn it. I like Smash Boy, though, which is hilarious that they even include that. I wonder, did they get this off of this Twitter, I wonder?
They must have. They absolutely must have. Yep, there we go.
Because, this was February 24th, 2019, and this was just like this past week or something like that.
Pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Cool. And that brings us to deals of the week. Unfortunately, I did not pull up images for this one, so apologies there. But Extra Life Game Store, you can get Minute, as we've talked about before, October 3rd through October 10th, and then Surviving Mars, starting tomorrow, October 10th through October 17th. So again, even if you hate it, go in there, claim it. They're free. Add it to your library, and then use Play Night or whatever the hell you want to play it without actually using the Epic Game Store. That's a thing.
Boom.
Although I guess you still have to have it installed, so deal with it over saturation. Let's see. Next up, what are we playing? Chat, let us know what you're playing. Mike, you're not playing WoW Classic anymore.
I'm not playing WoW Classic. And honestly, I've not been playing very much Mario Kart either. This week has been kind of a dead week. That's not actually true. Played a lot of WoW Classic this week. In fact, I'm level 56 and I'm attuned for Molten Core. And I have 4 of my best in slot items for Molten Core. But I'm not playing WoW Classic right now. I'm thinking about going back to Destiny 2 for a little bit. Kind of get my feet wet and go support Bungie for a little bit.
Yeah, some of the guys normally in the chat, T-Gabs and Dead by Dawn, were actually raving about it the other day. So, tell me all about their light levels and 900 and shit. And
yeah, they were trying to sell me hard on it, bro. But
dude, I have a lot of fun with Destiny. I really enjoy it. I like that they're bringing back the secondary stats. So you have like the melee recharge time and the grenade recharge time and all that stuff that was in Destiny 1 that they took out Destiny 2. And right now, I think they start everybody's light level at 750.
Yeah, 750.
So
it's only a few hour grind to get to 900 from what I hear. And then 900 is kind of the start of Raid Ready. And then 950 is like a soft cap or something like that. Or, I don't know.
So, plus the powerful engram that you get. So, you know what? I think...
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing it. I just know I got Call of Duty in 2 weeks, so... Just like
yeah, and yeah. Well, there we go.
But you already own Destiny. It's not like you're really down on anything. Go ahead. What do you got?
I haven't been playing a ton either. Mainly the Red Dead. We all played some Red Dead last Sunday.
Check out YouTube for squad mode.
Check out the YouTubes. So just been playing that here and there. Playing Galaxy of Heroes when I'm chilling. What did I say last week? Yahtzee.
Yeah.
And then just played a little bit of like John Wick Hex a little bit today before the stream, like an hour or so. And that's fun. It's not like absolutely amazing, but it's like a fun little game, So and that was free off of the Epic. Or no, it wasn't free. They had like a heavy discount though.
We got a discount, yeah.
Yeah, we had a discount. That's what it was.
Let's see. Oversaturation playing Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones for Game Boy Advance.
Gosh, bro.
Because he beat 3 houses like 8 times.
400 times.
And then also Celeste. Amazing game.
Solid.
Good on you. So good. So good. And there's new levels now. So there you go. I should actually go. Fuck it. I'm never going to do that. I'm playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I keep saying I think I'm almost done. I haven't really played that much in the past week, so that's probably why I'm still saying it. To be honest, it's a little repetitive where I'm at. I'm like, fuck. I just want to kind of finish it at this point because I have Zelda to go finish up. I am on a flight to California and then back next week. So spoilers, I will not be here for This Week in Gaming. But I assume I will finish it on that trip and start Zelda. If not, the following day after I get back from California, I fly to Pennsylvania. So I should be able to finish it then. So, yeah. Oh, oversaturation after the time skip. Spoilers. There's a lot of nothing to do in between missions. That's exactly where I'm at. So skip a lot of the time. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just kind of churning through that right now. Let's see, Galaxy of Heroes as fucking always. John Wick Hex, I streamed that a little bit last night. Like you said, good game. 7.5, maybe a score for me, somewhere around there. I kind of expected it to be a little crisper, cleaner graphics. Deanna and I were talking, it probably feels like a tablet mobile game type thing, but it's still a cool, different game than you're used to. So it It's cool. It's got story to it and stuff, so I might stream that again as well. And then, yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. So, yeah, that's about it. Call of Duty comes out in just over 2 weeks. Very excited for that. I don't have that kind of go-to game right now that I'm playing at home, so maybe that's Destiny 2 for a couple weeks. Or I've been working and, well, as of this week, working on that Cyberpunk Red stuff, so more to come on that. That's going to be eating up some of my time, but very excited for that. Should be a good one. But yeah, I think that brings us to the close of This Week in Gaming. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Oversaturation, thinking about starting Destiny 2. I need a new game because I'm done with Overwatch.
Do it.
There you
Jump
go.
in, play with us. And it's on Steam, so free to play too, up to like the last 2 expansions.
That's a good point because originally I was thinking, I was like, isn't that on Battle.net? But no, it's
Bungie
not
bought
anymore.
themselves out.
That's a good point. So, well, there we go. Okay. Till next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay salted.
Bye.
Bye, guys.